video to watch. Yo, I'll probably watch this. Pokemon says streaming is too male dominated.
On everybody, welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at an interesting quote here. It stirred up a lot of online discussion. A lot of people have been taking this kind of negatively because to most people when Pokimane says this, it just kind of comes off as like kind of coping about the fact that apparently streaming is quote-unquote male dominated. Now it's actually kind of funny because I mean I think this is a conclusion anyone could come to, the fact that streaming in like Twitch or whatever are apparently male-dominated platforms, and this is probably the most obvious thing you could point out. So when it even is really pointed out, since it's such an obvious fact of nature that really doesn't actually affect anything, it just comes across as like you being salty about it, or you're kind of just upset about it for whatever reason. So like I said, a lot of the takes on this one have been pretty negative from a lot of...
Wait, could you hear it? Let me see. Oh. Let me see. Okay, let me see. I did not even spell that shit right. Oh, okay. I don't know if anyone can hear it. It's like yesterday. I don't know why the fuck it was bugging. Shit was bugging. I could not hear shit. I don't know if anyone can hear it. It's like yesterday. I don't know why the fuck it was bugging. Shit was bugging. I could not hear shit. Okay, so play it.
A lot of people. So Pokimane claims that streaming has become in the last few years. People. So Pokimane
I can hear it. So like it's good. Yeah, I'm good. Did you know that whoever provides you with your Wi-Fi can potentially see every website you visit with many men? VPN, all of this is hidden. Plus, many websites track your activity and will increase prices on products you frequently view or purchase. By using a VPN like Surfshark, you can avoid being tracked by any website and literally save money. And the best part, they're running a okay. Let's see. I'm good.
4 extra months of Surfshark.
Years, a lot more male dominated. I guess for two big examples of how males have apparently dominated streaming are Kai Cenat and iShowSpeed, who granted are probably the two biggest streamers in the entire game right now, like at least that I can think of. Maybe there's like a Spanish streamer or something like that, or a VTuber that I'm not aware of that's just blowing their numbers out of the water, but I don't think that's the case. But I think it's an interesting discussion to have nonetheless, because this is something that if you look at it on the surface level, if you're one of these people who thinks that there has to be like equal representation in everything, right, you would look at this and be like, oh, well, this industry is way too dominated by males. We need more women in streaming and stuff like that. But I think to anybody really, you understand that that's just not ever going to be the reality probably of the situation. I really never see a world in which like there's the same amount of women to men playing video games, live streaming, gaming on the internet, things like that. And the reality is just that these kinds of hobbies typically appeal more to males, especially younger males, than it does to their female counterparts. But before we go ahead and get further in the video, I do want to say if you're brand new around here on the channel, make sure you hit like and subscribe. Get into this video. Pokimane, still the most followed female streamer on Twitch, has claimed that the streaming world has become increasingly male-dominated in the past couple of years, pointing to the success of Kai Cenat and iShowSpeed. Kai Cenat has quickly risen from a popular but niche streamer in 2021 to a bona fide superstar, striking ad deals with McDonald's and featuring A-list celebrities on his Twitch channel. And iShowSpeed is arguably the most popular streamer globally right now.
Traveling to different countries. So he's going to is it Algeria or Argentina.
Traveling the world and attracting massive crowds in every city he visits. On the Colin and Samir podcast, Pokimane was asked about the rise of Kai and Speed and explained that while she loves their content and everything they do, she believes their success...
So like Loki, she's basically pulling a ninja. Who else did it? Ninja. Who else? Is it XQC? Basically putting Ninja and XQC, some Ninja and XQC shit. She's trying to make the whole trifecta or trinity, whatever. So like jealousy just clouds her mind, and now she wants. It's just she probably gonna eventually start dissing them, like how fucking XQC and Ninja did. For what I see, she's probably jealous. She wants to be in the position. Oh, why is it not me? She's already in a good position already. She's making millions off gooners. Niggas who are literally gooners. Niggas who are always watching this shit and stroking this shit. Yeah, I'll probably get bad. Shit, I didn't mean to say that.
Is indicative of the increasingly, quote, male-dominated demographic of viewers. Quote, as much as I think Kai and Speed are incredible and what they do is incredible, also when I think of them, I think of how much the audience has changed over the years as well. Quote, they're both like two young dudes who do like crazy wild things, and just from a data and analytics perspective, I find it really interesting to see who are the top streamers, their similarities, their differences, especially in terms of audiences, and unfortunately, there aren't that many huge female streamers, at least not on Kai and Speed's level. So I find this really interesting to claim that, like, from a quote-unquote analytical and a data-driven perspective, right, that you would find this interesting, because even like one Google search of just like looking up, for instance, the Twitch gender viewer demographics, you'll notice that over time they have actually shifted more and more female. So this concept that, like, as a whole genre or whatever, streaming is just becoming more
and gets much more than he bargained for.
Alright, so everyone, so Sam and all them were upstairs. Yes. So what happens next?
35% were female, while 65 were male.
and more male dominated. It's not
In the US, it's kind of 37 and 60. What's the number? 63%.
whole genre or whatever, streaming is just becoming more and more male dominated. It's not backed up by really any data whatsoever. Now, the quote-unquote evidence that they're going to use here is just like circumstantial shit that can be explained like a million different ways. It's not in any way really indicative that apparently streaming is too male dominated, or it's just something that, like, oh, there's not that many huge female streamers out there, right? Now, like I said, there's probably always going to be more of a balance towards men in these kinds of industries, because, like I said, a lot of this, it starts off early. You know, your careers start early. My career started when I was a child on YouTube. So for a lot of young boys, they just grow up caring more about video games and like doing YouTube and stuff than girls have. It's not like a knock on women or anything. It's just the reality of the situation. So it makes sense that there is more representation of males in general in this kind of industry. And it's really not even a bad thing that there's no major female superstars, because to me, and I assume so many other people, it's really not about your gender. Like, I don't really give a fuck if you're male or female. If you're talented at your job, which in this instance would be like streaming or content creation, you will find a way to rise to the top, because that's what people who are good at content creation and streaming do. It doesn't matter if you're male or female, that inherent like driven instinct to continue and like work hard and succeed, it just exists in only certain people, regardless of that immutable characteristic.
Look at what game is that? Oh, really?
At least the cops now have a possible murder weapon, a Smith & Wesson MP4.
Come on,
Remember
if your
though,
books,
the
let's
cops
see
had
that.
already searched the house and didn't find any evidence of a murder. But given the importance of this information, they decided to go back and see if they missed anything. At this point, Samantha's life hangs in the balance. If they find a single bullet casing or blood splatter, it likely means that Marshall was telling the truth and Samantha is long dead. These are the steps that Samantha was allegedly shot on, but the cops can't stop to investigate yet. Knowing how hot this house is and how many places there are for people to hide, they have to be on high alert and clear the entire place out before they can even think about letting their guard down. All three officers have their guns drawn and are doing their best to stick together should anybody be inside.
Yeah, everyone just dissing in the comments. Crazy. Not really dissing, just saying, oh, she's a female and she's making millions of shit based on her looks. Well, it's like, who really gives a fuck? Yeah, but like still, it is what it is. It is what it is. She's making millions off gooners. They're making millions off kids. It's the same shit. just literally not really the same shit. Just I swear it's easy. It's low key easier for like a female streamer because like not really easy. It's okay. It's less safe. I don't even give a. I don't know what the fuck am I saying. Yeah, it's I don't even know, bro. What the hell am I saying? It's okay. So like basically, it's more
So it's now clear why the cops didn't find anything their first time here. However,
easier to
Marshall told them 2
get a
million
lot of
exactly
views
where
and
the
shit.
shot was allegedly taken, and more
If you're
importantly,
good looking,
that
yeah.
Yoshi had actually come back to
Or whatever. And there are a lot of like really huge female streamers out there. Pokimane is a really good example of it. So, like I said,
actually already seen some
But low-key, people low-key diss it and say his shit is fucking.
100% true.
It's a waste of time and it's boring.
On this wall.
But I don't know. That's all Twitter.
she uses these two examples of Kai and Speed especially to be like, oh, this is how it's gotten and shifted more and more.
Once the cops spotted this,
Look, what I see is she's just jealous. She wants to be in their position. Oh, they're more famous than me. They're more famous than me now. I can't do it. Jeez, it's just jealousy. Why you calling them out? Like why you jealous? Be your own person. Don't be mad over some other person's success. You already have yours, so just grow it more. Ask every single person on yours who basically watch the stream or some shit. Just post videos everywhere so more people can come to you. Or just click for them. Say some wild ass shit and just get everyone to post it. That's a good way.
Or toward a male demographic. But it really has nothing to do with like male versus female anything. It has to do everything with the content strategy that Kai Cenat and IShowSpeed have. First and foremost, both of them are highly charismatic, meaning that when people tune into their stream, they're always talking about something, they're talking to someone, they're always playing something, there's almost always something going on their streams. Not only that, but they're constantly hanging out with celebrities. You got IShowSpeed out here hanging out with fucking soccer superstars. You've got Kai Cenat on stream with like a different
Lizzo. What's he? Yeah, Lizzo or SZA or the magician guy who almost himself. Was that even real? Yudi, wasn't he doing like a prank or some shit with Yudi to catch someone's girl cheating? Who else? Playing games with Speed and shit, and doing other shit. Sweets were energetic.
platinum rapper every.
And you can't forget the stroke session he was doing at fucking Speed, bro. That wasn't. It was just some nigga just I saw this shit on Instagram. They basically just cropped out. He cropped it out the basically down part of them, and it looked like even though I don't know. I need the full context of it. I did not see the actual full context of it. I swear the nigga just cropped it out, and I think Speed's leg was like hurting or some shit. I think I was putting like maybe oil on his leg to help him out. I don't know. I did not see the actual full clip, but it was just a thing. It was a real thing. You just put D Wade son's thing music on it. Don't put that shit on it and boom. It looked like he was stroking this shit.
Every week. He went to like the Grammys and
Pause.
was meeting rappers like backstage and shit. It all comes down to content strategy. I mean, I don't really think people are like, for instance, tuning into like a Kai Cenat stream or an IShowSpeed stream simply because they're men or whatever, right? It's because what they're doing
It's high energy. They're not predictable. I think. Why the hell didn't the video play?
Suspects were found in a parking lot outside, bragging about killing somebody just days earlier. Cops immediately headed to the scene, thinking this might be their chance to catch the lead suspects behind Samantha's disappearance.
Step out the car! Step out the car! Man, over here!
Now what? Stole me the hour. Need another 1, 2, 3. I need a shower. Ooh, I'm trying to freestyle. I can't cower. What the hell is this? Niggas didn't know what's to hold this properly. Need another 1, 2. Need an opposite. What the hell am I saying? Don't even know. You're doing another shit. You need the Holy Ghost. Oh, I thought I broke the plate. I need a break. What the hell? So what am I trying to eat today? Oh, there's another one? I thought the other one finished. What are you in the dirt?
Still the same when it comes to you. Saying no, that's not tipping, so.
This shit is so ass. This shit's supposed to be sour and this shit is not sour, bro. Oh my days. It hits when I eat it. Like, what the hell, bro?
Yeah, same when it comes to you.
Okay. Okay, my bad. Okay. Oh, I take this off and put it on my arm. I've been using it on my leg too much, so. Okay, see? That was good. Okay, my leg feels a bit late. I can't even lie. It's basically fucking hats on training. Watch me. I'm gonna be a fucking. What the? I don't know. Okay, let's see. What? Wait. Oh, what? Wait, I must. No. Okay, chin it. Okay, I'm supposed to put it away like this. Okay. Yeah, so. that. Put this in. And make it tight. Okay, good. My other arm, get chin. Good. No, yeah, so very good like that. Try that. Okay, good. It's actually nice. Okay. Now I'm supposed to make this tighter too. It's not. Okay. Can tighten that part. I'm going on a whole fucking training arc.
Doing on their streams is entertaining, it's drawing people in, their friends talk about how much they like these people's streams, and obviously I think Pokimane
I've met bad niggas who literally watch this shit non-stop. And the fucking cuts in that stream. You're talking about, sometimes it's boring parts, and I love it. Like, shut the fuck up. My bad, man. Anyways.
knows all of this. She's very good at her job too. She's one of the biggest streamers. But it's just kind of a...
So, like, basically, what he's trying to say right now is, like, it's a skill issue. And there's a difference between she basically has a skill gap. And she's not that good.
An unnecessary point to make, to be like, oh, well, this is a male-dominated thing. And when you say that it's becoming more and more that way, that's just not true. There's no truth to that whatsoever. There's no analytical or like data-driven perspective that says that. It's really just like an anecdotal thing where I feel like it's more based on just vibes or whatever, but even then, I don't really understand how you could get that vibe when you've seen some of the shit that's been happening on Twitch over the last few years. But, quote, nowadays the audience, like, in a way, gone more to being a lot of, like, younger dudes, which is amazing, but I remember during 2020, I felt a much larger female presence, both in the audience and in regard...
Niggas were all at home. Niggas work from home. Niggas don't work. It was COVID time, so people were just secluded in the apartment and shit, in houses.
regards to the streamers we were seeing growing and becoming more popular, quote, who you see at the top can also a lot of the time reflect the viewers, the streamer said. When asked by Colin if she believes the internet in general is more male-dominated now, she said streaming certainly is. Pokey explained, quote, the streaming landscape, let's say 7 years ago, very male-dominated. It was the most even during 2020, and since then it's gone back to being more male-dominated. Whether this is because of Kai and Speed's popularity or that they've just benefited from the change, Pokimane didn't say. In the top 20 most followed streamers on Twitch, Pokimane is the only woman. In 2024, no female streamer was in the top 40 most watched channels on Twitch, with Iron Mouse being the highest at 44th overall. 3 female streamers, Iron Mouse, Mira, and Imiru, made the top 100 most watched channels in 2024 via Solely Gnome. However, in 2020 and 2021, only 1 female streamer made the top 100 most watched each year on Twitch. In 2020, Pokimane was 63rd most watched overall, and in 2021, Amaranth was the only woman in the top 100 at 42nd. Now,
what can happen to Amaranth? What'd she go for? OnlyFans and shit? What happened to her? She was like the golden hot tub streamer. Every nigga was watching this shit. Every nigga was watching this shit, bro. Not me.
there's an obvious issue with a lot of female streamers that has been entirely ignored in this debate, and I know this is going to upset.
He's gonna talk about like them using their body to try No, getting bigger or some shit like that.
Upset some people because there's a lot of people who, anytime you criticize this kind of shit, they get upset and they think that you're just being sexist, but it's just the reality. The last like 2 or 3 years on Twitch, the vast majority of major female streams that were like actually getting shown on the homepage and shit were
It was literally doing hot tub streams and some showing their bodies. Pretty bad, bro.
for women abusing the hot tub meta and shit like that. So Twitch, a website where people go to watch video games and to watch like people have conversations with the audience, things like that. The entire homepage at one point was literally full of just random women who were sitting in a bikini in, you know, a hot
Hot tub making millions, bro. Making millions out. Just oh shoot. Yeah, making millions out. Hey yo.
tub or something somewhere, barely circumventing the TOS of the website, and almost all of them exclusively were promoting an OnlyFans page where some of them showed even more and some of them, you know, they just showed their bikini shots or whatever, right? So I'm not saying all female streamers did this because obviously there's
Well, basically, what he's saying is like majority of them did it.
Eventually, the officers brought Danny and Tony back to the station for interrogation, and this is where the hard part started for the detectives. Here, it's important to note that Danny thinks he's been brought in just because of the gun incident. At this point, he is unaware that police have him and Tony as lead suspects for Samantha's disappearance. Detectives are doing this to potentially lead him into a fake story or timeline that they can prove wrong later.
You indicated that you want to talk to your lawyer? Right. What is this about? I'm still on my attorney. I know that. Okay. I do this. Alright, I don't know what to do about you. Like 11 numbers. Give me my attorney. Alright. Man, I don't know what we can do about your freezer, but maybe get you out of here as soon as we can. How's that? While you're here, can we cover at least cover something? You can talk, right? We'll say that. You mind if we get some swaps for you? Like I said, you can talk, right? We'll say that. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna say it like this. I got 11 numbers, 23 years in the system. I got nothing to go. Now my attorney present. Nobody else sitting here. I got nothing to say.
Danny's been in this situation before, and he knows exactly what to do. At the very least, stall the detective's process for as long as possible. He's staying quiet and refusing to speak without an attorney present, as is his right. So the detectives have no other choice but to switch over to Tony and see if she will budge instead.
Made me decided, bro. It's gonna fucking cut off my blood circulation. I'm gonna take it off before that. I'm not sleeping with this, bro. Okay, 10. Yeah. And what's it? I heard allegedly Amaranth's husband was basically the one who was controlling it. And he's weird as shit. Nigga was a fucking weirdo. Trying to break into her house even though they probably live together.
outliers and there's women who were just playing games or whatever, right? But how many of the female streamers that, you know, were making headlines over the last couple years were not abusing these metas, were not, you know, filming themselves doing this shit? I mean, Amaranth, for example, was doing this constantly. And then she went through the whole thing where she acted like her like husband or whatever was making her do it. And that's just like what kind of stigma got set towards a lot of female streamers, because the platform was literally just promoting the shit and shoving it down.
niggas were making videos of like,
That whole time,
saying
the past 3 days, which she
it's
was
basically turned into a new corn hub.
so if you're
I
with
said
me all
corn,
the time,
corn.
you know what my next
See it.
Oh, that's what it is.
think real hard. Because this is very important to what happens with you in the future. Okay?
I get that. I'm not that stupid.
Okay, hang on, hear me out. So this is not a misdemeanor crime we're investigating. We don't do that. Okay? When we get involved, something bad has happened. We know some other stuff went on this weekend, specifically yesterday, Saturday night at a house in Akron. So I don't want you to get in any trouble with something that you were just along for the ride. But if you're gonna sit here and tell us with you the whole time, you think you're helping him, but you're not. You're hurting yourself. We tell you about the house where it happened at. We've talked to people that's been at the house. They were all at this house where this girl disappeared from. In fact, something bad happened to her at the house. And why do we know that? Because the guys, we've already talked to them all day.
Since then, I've not heard anything about it since.
Down everybody's throats. And I think that's why she says, like, oh, it felt like there was more women in the last few years and now it's becoming more male dominated, because all of a sudden, after all of the backlash for people who are trying to watch video games coming to Twitch and seeing softcore porn, the website started finally cracking down on this shit and sending these people back to, you know, OnlyFans and wherever they came from with that shit. And then now, yeah, a lot more of the homepage and whatnot is finally taken back up by people playing video games and doing shit like that, which is the way that it should be. I'm sorry, but that's just the reality. No one is going to Twitch for that shit, except for like only.
Never gonna.
The most interesting dynamic here, though, is how the detective is trying to use Marshall's earlier statement against her. This happens all the time, but usually they're exaggerating the strength of the evidence or making it up completely. This time, though, they actually have an airtight statement, but Tony simply doesn't believe them. That means she thinks she can just continue to deny everything, and instead of taking a deal for less jail time, she can just get away with no charges. So with this in mind, watch how confidently she denies everything, unaware that the detective knows every word she speaks is a lie.
OnlyFans brained zombies who were tuning in literally just to like buy OnlyFans content and like support these women. But even through that, the viewership, like the terms of the female viewership, has been increasing over time on Twitch to the point now where it is almost getting to like a 60-40 male to female split. It's like 65-35 male to female right now, at least in like 2019 to now. So it's just a ridiculous thing even anyway, because when you just look at everything being done, a lot of the like popular female streamers are people actually now doing talented shit, or like, for instance, there's a bunch of female VTubers who do like the animated characters and whatnot on the screen. A lot of them are pulling fucking absurd numbers, and just because like,
And one of them literally beat Kaisenat. Literally beat Kaisenat. Like, what was it? Wasn't it like, the start of this year? Last year? Around there? When he started the whole marathon thing. To get his get back.
oh, they're not in the top 40 most followed or the top 66 most watched of the year, right? These are almost meaningless metrics that
This investigation, what you're telling us is you're with him, you're going to be attached to whatever we do with him. You understand that, right? Okay. Just so we
don't actually describe anything. It's just always going to be full of the top streamers, and it really doesn't matter if they're male or female or not. To the average viewer, that's just an afterthought. Who really gives a shit, right? People just want to see people on Twitch playing games, having fun, and usually, you know, you can go there and find that. It really shouldn't matter either way who it
They're
is.
male or female, yeah.
But I just thought it was an interesting discussion.
She found that out because she's jealous. That's literally the only reason I'm thinking of. She's jealous and she just wants to to be on their level.
Anyway, because when you look at like Kai Cenat and I Show Speed, they're just doing something that stands out from everybody else in streaming anyway. Like, there's very few people, male or female, who could ever have the drive to create as much content at the quality that these two are actually producing content. You know, they're doing like professional grade streams with like stream houses and fucking, you know, like I said, meeting up with celebrities and whatnot. They're
Living next to the Diddy mansion. Other stuff.
there is probably a handful of people in the entire world who could do that. And ironically enough, Pokimane is big enough, she is rich enough, she is successful enough that if she wanted to try and match what these guys are doing with their streams, she absolutely could. And yet she doesn't. She chooses not to for whatever reason, and that's fine. But ultimately, using these two anomalies as like an example to back up a point that's not really backed by any sort of data or anything, it just doesn't really make sense. And honestly, it's a conversation that just serves to divide. Like, nobody wants to sit here and hear this shit because it's such a pointless thing to like really care about. Like, as a man, I don't sit here and think like,
why are the women doing better than I am? Like, no.
I hope that more of the top 100 YouTubers are men. That represents me. Like, there's no reason to feel that way, for me at least.
All comes down to jealousy. She wants to be in the position, but she can't. She literally wants to be on their level, but she can't. She's not there yet. She's not acquired as much skill as them.
And
So it sounds like. I don't know.
so I don't understand why anyone else would feel that way. You should feel most represented by yourself and how you impact the ecosystem of content around yourself. That's the whole point, I think, of doing shit like this. Not sitting around wondering about meaningless, really metrics that just kind of plainly describe the reality around you as the way it's always been, in a way that just kind of seems salty and like seems more to divide than anything. So anyway, with that being
Pokemon is out here being jealous, bro. She needs to lock the fuck in.